welcome to the Drawing Animal Podcast with Wesley Bear. I'm your host, Wesley Bear, and on today's episode, we will be talking about the hooded seal. The hooded seal is a large seal from the North Atlantic, and as you can tell by the cartoon, it's a rather unusual looking seal. I will also provide, because I couldn't find a free stock image, I will provide a link to a full image of a male hooded seal in the description below. But before we get into it, some other basic facts. As I said, they're from the North Atlantic, mostly in the regions of uh, Greenland, Iceland, and the northern part of what is Nova Scotia. They will swim and remain on ice floes throughout that entire region. They're actually mostly, unlike some of their other cousins, a fairly solitary and aggressive species of seal. And as they're mentioned, this is in part due to the need for food with limited resources in a very cold environment. So, males can get up to about 800 pounds in weight and about 8.5 feet in length. A typical female will be, of course, smaller, around 6 feet and around 400 pounds. So definitely quite a bit smaller than her male counterpart. Um, Of course, the most notable difference, as illustrated by the cartoon, is the weird nasal-like balloon that comes from inflated sacs within the lobe of the nasal cavity of a male hooded seal. So within the giant nostrum of the seal, male has some lobes that basically inflate into a giant sac that almost looks like a balloon. This feature is mostly used during the mating season and the breeding season. So it's basically a way, much like with mandrills mentioned earlier, as a way to uh, attract females and to ward off aggressive males in the area from his mates. So it's a way of establishing dominance and also bring more females into his collection of females, sometimes known as a harem. So there we are. A very odd way to do it, but like all ways of communicating attractiveness in the animal kingdom, animals will go to extreme lengths to show off ways to how big and strong they are. So there you are. But there's more to this seal than a big, huge red nose. As I mentioned, they live in the North Sea, and so that means they feed on a lot of cold water fish and other specialized creatures. They feed on squid, halibut, cod, herring, and other creatures, including crustaceans. To reach these uh, cold water creatures, they will dive and can dive very effectively. While they do not reach the depths of, say, like a sperm whale, they are still deep divers. On average, they can dive to depths around 1,500 feet and will stay there for 15 minutes. But they've known to actually go to depths of 3,000 feet below the surface and stay there for about 1 hour. So while not the absolute kings of diving, hooded seals are pretty strong divers in the animal world, especially, of course, in comparison to a lot of other mammals. Even polar bears and some other whale species. The other notable thing to note about notable to note uh, about hooded seals is the length of time it takes to raise young. Shortly after a pup is born, the mom will actually abandon her kid. So basically, a pup will be born. He'll be raised on milk for about 3 to 5 to 6 days. Within a couple of days after that, the female will leave, and then shortly, a couple days after that, a pup will be ready to go out onto the water and swim on his own. This is possible because hooded seals actually have the richest milk of any animal on the planet, any mammal, of course, on the planet. Um, their milk is 60% fat, and they have calorie count of 150 calories per 100 milliliters. So there you are, a very, very rich source of milk that allows hooded seal pups to grow strong and fast very quickly. Yep. So there is basically very little raising of the pups, but it's done in a way that allows the pup to grow up on his own and be ready for the outside world in days. I bet a lot of human parents wish that were possible, but pretty amazing ability built within the body of a female hooded seal to provide that necessary milk and for a pup be able to take on those nutrients and be ready for the outside world within weeks. Um, pretty crazy feat of uh, God's design, I think, that allows that system to function and develop. Uh, so there you are, the hooded seal. Again, if you want more of my stuff, you can check out my channel as well as my books, the Crazy Creatures series on Amazon. I will be hopefully within the next month or two continuing to develop my website and it will be up and running. Run into a few setbacks and questions about what I can and cannot post on there. So may take a little longer than expected now, but hopefully within the next couple of months there will be a full new website available for all my stuff and for bunch of fun things. As much as fun stuff on animals as I can make available to you. So look forward to that. So enjoy nature, enjoy God's creation, enjoy drawing, and have a wonderful day.